I'm going to tell you something that happened while I was dead for 4 minutes and 17 seconds. And I need you to understand, I wasn't nearly dead. My heart stopped. No pulse, no breath, nothing. But here's what keeps me up at night. While the doctors were cracking my ribs doing compressions, I watched the entire thing from 8 feet above my body. And I saw something impossible. There was a red Sharpie marker on top of the surgical light fixture, the kind of place no living person could see without a ladder. When I came back, I made them check. It was there. Dust on the cap. Everything. I had never been in that room before that moment. So either I had the luckiest hallucination in human history, or something else is going on. I'm here to tell you it's the latter, and what I saw about our animals, about where they go, it's going to change how you see every creature you've ever loved. My name was irrelevant before this happened. What mattered was that I was a petroleum engineer for 23 years. I believed in geology, pressure systems, and quarterly earnings reports. I believed consciousness was neurons firing, and that when the brain stopped, everything stopped. I'd put down 3 dogs in my lifetime, 2 golden retrievers and a mutt named Copper, and each time I told my kids the same thing. They had a good life. That's all there is. I didn't sugarcoat it because I didn't believe there was anything to sugarcoat. Death was a biological off switch. Then came February 9th, 47 years old, healthy, no warning. I was walking to my truck in the company parking lot when my chest seized up like someone had wrapped steel cables around my lungs and yanked. The asphalt came up fast. I remember the texture of the gravel against my cheek. Tiny, sharp stones, still cold from the morning. And then a sound like a waterfall inside my skull. That's when the world went silent. Not quiet. Silent. Like God had hit mute on existence itself. What happened next didn't feel like floating. It felt like being extracted. Like something was pulling a version of me out through my sternum. The way you'd pull a hand out of a glove. And suddenly, I was up near the ceiling of the ambulance, watching 2 paramedics work on this gray-faced man I barely recognized as myself. One of them had a coffee stain on his collar. I could see the individual threads where the brown had soaked into the fabric. Then the ambulance turned, and I wasn't there anymore. I was standing in a meadow. But calling it a meadow is like calling the Grand Canyon a ditch. The grass wasn't just green. It was every shade of green that had ever existed, and some that don't have names, all existing in the same blade at the same time. The light didn't come from above. It came from inside everything. It was thick, almost liquid, like I was breathing honey made of pure gold, and it had weight, and that weight was love. Not the Hallmark card version, the kind that makes you understand you've never been alone for a single second of your life. And then I heard barking. Not one dog, dozens, maybe hundreds, and they were running. This massive wave of fur and joy coming over a hill I couldn't quite see. And leading them, out in front, tongue out, ears back, in that full-body sprint that golden retrievers do, was Bailey. My first dog. Dead for 31 years. I was 16 when we put her down. But here she was, young again, whole again, and the moment she reached me, she jumped up and put her paws on my chest. I felt it. Solid and real, and I fell to my knees because the love coming off her wasn't just hers. It was mine reflected back. Every walk, every time I'd let her sleep in my bed when my parents weren't looking, every scratch behind the ears. It was all there, amplified, given back to me as this tsunami of pure gratitude. Then Copper came, then Duke, then Sadie, dogs I'd forgotten. Dogs I'd known for a day at a shelter. And behind them, cats, birds, a hamster I'd had when I was 7. They didn't speak, but I understood them completely. They were teaching me something, that love doesn't die. It doesn't fade. Every moment of connection we make here, with anything, anyone, it's eternal. It's woven into the fabric of whatever this place is. But then the meadow shifted, and I was in what I can only call the life review. I saw myself at 32 yelling at a waitress because my steak was overcooked, but I didn't just see it. I was her. I felt the shame crawling up her neck, the way her hands shook for an hour afterward, the way she went home and cried in her car because she was already working 2 jobs and hadn't slept, and my cruelty was the thing that finally broke her that day. It was unbearable. But then I was my daughter, age 7, when I taught her to ride a bike. I felt the explosion of pride and safety she felt when I let go of the seat, and she didn't fall. I felt what I gave her that day, a memory she would carry forever, that would make her feel capable in moments of doubt for the rest of her life. And the animals were there too. I felt what Bailey felt when I was 17 and depressed and didn't get out of bed for 3 days. How she stayed with me, anxious, trying to will me back to life with her presence. I felt what Copper felt when I took him to the vet for the last time. He wasn't scared. He was worried about me. He wanted me to know it was okay. Every action we take sends out ripples, and in that review, I lived every single ripple. The good, the bad, the indifferent. You don't get judged by some external force. You judge yourself by feeling it all. Then something, someone, I can't describe what, communicated this to me without words. You're not done. Go back and love better. The return was like being shoved backward through a tunnel of broken glass and fire. I slammed back into my body on the operating table, and my first breath felt like inhaling razor blades. I started sobbing immediately. Not from pain. From the weight of being back in meat and bone after being made of light. 3 weeks later, I quit my job. I volunteer at an animal shelter now. And I'm different with people. I look at strangers and think, I will feel what they feel someday. So I'm kinder, more patient. I apologize faster. I tell my kids I love them every single day, sometimes twice. Because here's what I know now. Heaven isn't a place we go to. It's a place we build here, one act of love at a time. And our animals, they're already masters at it. They've been teaching us the whole time, so go home today and be kind to something. Someone. It matters more than you know.